Hey y'all, it's Chris.
And I'm Montrel,
We are TRC.
the review crew. And what we do is let y'all know what's going on in movie land.
So remember, you view it.
Let us review it.
Imagine expanding your business, developing your ministry, and sharing your vision. Vision Inspired Media is the community's media and marketing outreach, supporting local churches, organizations, and small businesses. Plan your next event, raise capital, and utilize media to support your cause. Whatever goals you have, we can help. Go to visionimedia.com for more information.
Once again, bringing you a live review out here at Carmike Cinemas at Columbus Park Crossing.
And remember, this is where you can catch us every week here at Columbus Park Crossing, Carmike 15.
Okay, so on today's agenda, we have Star Trek and we have Next Day Air.
First, we're going to start with Star Trek. It's a reboot of the series from the 1960s, brought up to date. And it just tells the story of the origin of every character, how they graduated from the cadet academy, how they came to be in the position that they are now. So,
All right, and TRC says for this one,
4.5.
this is the It movie for the summer.
It's the best movie of the summer.
I don't even know how any other way to put it.
Yeah.
This is the one.
You will experience fear. Fear in the face of certain death.
Pull your chute!
I really feel bad because at first I wasn't, because I never knew about
I've
Star
never
Trek.
been a Star Trek fan. No disrespect to any Trekkies, Trekkers, whatever it is. I never was a Star Trek when I was growing up, and I'm Simpson. But when I was growing up, the show for me was Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap was the don't act like it. Quantum Leap was the show, and the guy who was playing Samuel Beckett, he started playing in Star Trek. So when Quantum Leap went off, then I would just, if nothing else was on, most of the time I was on punishment, So I was watching Star Trek because Samuel Beckett was on there from Quantum Leap, and I would catch it in and out, miss a couple episodes. So, it really didn't phase me any when they started promoting this movie, but it started looking good.
I was like, okay, it's
how can
coming
you
out.
not see Star Trek, in 2009? But I'm so glad I saw it. Like,
Me too.
honestly, I'm so glad.
It made me want to, look more into it, And first of all, the casting. This is like the perfect casting. Like,
All the young guns.
Yeah, and it's like up and coming. So I really like that they did that.
Right. You really didn't have anybody who was really too solidified to really like overshadow the rest of the cast. Everybody had their feet a little damp, a little wet in, different parts. But when they came in, they really brought this movie to life for me. And I think also what's great about this movie is you don't have to be a Trekkie. Like, you can be somebody fresh off the street, never heard of Star Trek, and really get indulged into the movie. It was action-packed. You can follow the story, get the history, and I think that's good because, first of all, if you're not a Trekkie and they try to hit you with all these different things that came from the 70s, the 80s, you're lost. But I think they probably put in, enough background for newcomers, and then they put in some things that might have already been implemented that all the big Star Trek fans could follow.
Yeah, they threw in a few cameos, for the old school fans, so, it's for everybody. So.
Yeah. I think, this is the movie, and I think it's not too far from a classic, why would you have not given it the 5?
The reason I didn't give it 5 is because of the villain. I felt that they could have had a better villain, and, given more depth. It was just like, okay, this is why you're doing all this?
Yeah, okay. It was kind of mediocre reason. I'm just like, cry me a river, like, what's going on? That's really what you're attacking people for? Like,
the whole movie, I'm waiting for a big explanation.
Right,
like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. It could have been a little bit, spiffed up a little better. But overall, this was a great movie, and I think this will probably be #1 for a while, in my opinion. Well, next on our agenda, we have Next Day Air. And Next Day Air is a movie about two con artists, you might as well say, and they receive a package wrongfully delivered that contains a lot of drugs. And what they want to do is to take that package and try to sell it so that they can kind of, get some money, because they're having a lot of financial difficulties, and they just want to, get out of the projects they're in and, try to better their lives. But the Mexican drug lord who sent this package is now looking for it and trying to see who were the wrong recipients of the package. So it's just a big fiasco of getting the package and just all these things going wrong because of this, wrongful delivery.
What is this? Apartment 303. What's across the hall?
I know this ain't what I think it is.
It is? Yeah! Oh, am I dreaming?
I know who we can sell it to.
All right, TRC says for this one.
3. Yeah. I was very confused about, is this a comedy? Is it an action movie? Is it suspense? And I was just like, okay, what's really going on?
I mean, I'll definitely give a lot of respect to Benny Boom. He's really a hip hop video, director. And a lot of the, video directors who really go from doing just hip hop videos and then they make that transition to mainstream movies. I mean, they do pretty decent. And I think this movie had potential, and it definitely had a pretty good cast to have an element. Mostly it's either going to be either in the genre comedy or more of like in the more rugged type of old gangster or modern day gangster type of movie. So it was kind of like a slash in between those. You had Michael Epps, he's very funny. I enjoy him. Wood Harris, he's kind of been in both type of movies. Mos Def, he's been in a lot of type of movies. Donald Faison, so you really had a good blend of people, but it was confusing because there really wasn't a main character.
What they tried to do was, do a point of view kind of movie, but
Right.
then it was just like, okay, how do you wrap it up to everybody?
Yeah,
And it just
yeah.
got thrown off track because,
It was just very random. It was just like scene after scene. It was really, there was one big issue, and it was just like how it tipped and affected everybody. And some people really didn't have a relevant point. And then you had a lot of cameos from hip hop artists who, aren't the greatest actors or
Not at
actresses. But I mean, I guess they kind of served filling space.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, overall, this wasn't a bad movie. It could have been a
It's
little
pretty decent,
funnier.
yeah.
It could have been a little funnier. I didn't know from the previews that it would have been funny, but knowing the casting that's in it, I would have liked it to be a lot more funnier. But I don't think really anybody got the opportunity to shine and to really like show their comedic efforts. It was just, okay, shoot this scene, go to the next. It was really like it didn't stand still enough for it to really get those laughs that you should have gotten.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, that's all our time for today. But if you want to hit us up with any concerns, comments, or requests, we have an email at thereviewcrew2@gmail.com.
That is TheRevieWCrew2@gmail.com. Any questions, concerns, y'all give us a holler.